Welcome back everyone to the Banjo Kazooie Let's Play. In this part we are going to be taking on the rest of Gruntilda's lair. So for this episode there's a few things we're going to be doing. We're going to be finding all of the Gruntilda sisters. Each of them give 3 tips on what we're going to need to know later on. Now there is a catch. The Gruntilda sisters never actually stay consistent across games, so you don't want to use this as a reference. Yeah, I'm just showing you the locations, and I thought I'd just include them because they're kind of funny, and I didn't really want to cut it out in case somebody wanted to see it, in case they couldn't play the game, for instance. And we're also going to be finding all the cauldrons and activating all of them. We are all, well, there'll still be one left, but all of the ones we have missed thus far. Going to be getting the rest of the Jiggies and the last 10 Mumbo tokens. The first one being behind this cauldron. And there will be a lot of cuts because there is going to be a lot of backtracking. So just so you guys know to expect it. But now what we're going to do is we're going to head into this pipe because there was a Mumbo token as well as a cauldron. So right on top of this broken pipe here, you'll find the second Mumbo token. And we should be finishing with 40. Because we use, all the other ones. Assuming you've already, went to all the worlds and used up the Mumbo tokens. But yeah, now we're gonna head down to where we opened Clinker's Cavern. Because there's a Mumbo token there as well as a Gruntilda tip section thing. Gruntilda location. How about that? Now this Mumbo token is actually pretty tricky. It's actually above the pipe to enter Clinker's Cavern. You could probably see it up there when you're, pressing the switch to open up the pathway for the puzzle for Bubble Gloop Swamp. But going on the top here, you will find the Gruntilda sister. If we can get up there, please. Game. Okay. Yeah, chompers are still a pain. But yeah, they have, they give 3. If you miss them, she'll repeat them once you ask her for a tip the 4th time. And I actually have a nice little sheet of paper that I wrote it all down. Took a whole sheet of paper. Well, I have kind of big writing too, but, you want to keep these in mind. But yeah, she'll also heal her health sometime, which is really nice as well. Especially since I do take some damage fooling around in Gruntilda's lair. But yeah, you would have been able probably to see the Mumbo token if there's enough draw distance. But remember the tunnel we had to go through to open the Click-Clock Wood? Well, there's actually a Mumbo token and another Gruntilda right there. You can see Gruntilda. Mumbo token's actually right in the left here. You can miss it if you're going too quickly through here. I gotta say, some of these are pretty funny. Though, I assume there's like a set of 3 answers, which are vary depending on your game. Because we're gonna be, well, I don't want to spoil it, but pretty much just a quiz we're gonna have to do before we can fight the final boss. It's easy to miss this one actually. Because with that fish there, you don't really want to get those red feathers. Which would lead you to finding out, hey, there's a Gruntilda back here. So now heading down to where we got into Bubbly Loop Swamp, there's another Gruntilda. That's probably going to be half this episode because there's like almost 10 we have to find. And we also get to find our first Cheato page. So we haven't discussed Cheato pages, but pretty much, well, we're gonna bump into him and he'll explain himself, but he gives you a cheat code you can use, and we'll be activating all the cheat codes we get at the end of the level. At the end of the video, not the level. Let me tell you, making this one video is not, it's definitely not a video game. Did I say level again? No, I'm pretty sure I said video. Yeah, I don't think I screwed that one up. I hope I didn't. But yeah, using the wading boots, we can head down this pipe and get into the place where we opened, I believe, Freezeezy Peak. Yeah, the place we opened Freezeezy Peak. Because we have one thing to do there. There is that little slope. Just use the Talon Trot. Ignore the ice cubes. Or kill them. Apparently me from the past wanted to kill them. But you can pretty much break this with the Beak Buster. And you'll see it opens the tunnel. You come back with a crocodile transformation, or alligator. One of the two. And you can actually get in there. And there's Cheato. The concept of Cheato is actually kind of cool, I gotta say. Just even the name and how it's like a spell book. Except it's pretty much practically cheats. I don't know, I kind of like it. But now we're gonna head back and we're gonna get into the place with the little vase that we can get down. Which, if you remember, we broke the top of the hat on the Gruntilda statue down where there was Gruntilda at the back of it and the angry fish guy. But yeah, I kind of got a little salty there getting hit, so we said a golden feather. But once you break this wall down, there's also the other wall we broke down before to get the wading boots. There is a switch to activate a shock pad, because I wasn't high enough to be able to get up to that Jiggy that we opened through... Was the Mad Monster Mansion? No, it wasn't Mad Monster. Gobi's Desert. Or Gobi's Valley. That's what it was. So this one's the first one we're going to do is we're just going to go down, because we'll slide down and be able to get the Jiggy that we weren't able to get from, I believe we opened it in Bubbly Loop Swamp. But yeah, similarly, we just wait for it to come around, and then we can jump up and get our 6 Jiggy. Only 4 left. So now, we want to head to the Gobi's Valley entrance, because there's also a Gruntilda sister at the back. If I could redo this Let's Play, I would probably just do this as you're going to the world. It's kind of really annoying having to backtrack, especially when you have to do small things like a transformation. And then, while it's not in the video, the first 3 Jiggies that I got were very trivial, so I'm not too worried about having them in there. And the first one was on the entrance to Mumbo's Mountain. The second was shot out from the cannon from Treasure Trove Cove's entrance. And the third one was just at the little Gruntilda map that you had to like bash the eyes in. And we unlocked that from Clinker's Caver. And they're pretty obvious of how to get to. Well, a lot of these are actually pretty easy. I just kind of got the idea, hey, this would be a great idea. No, not a great idea. But yeah, now we're gonna head to pretty much the place that Freezeezy's entrance is attached to. Now, all these spider webs before you can actually destroy with eggs. And we're gonna just activate another cauldron. And it got paired up with another one. You jump inside, you teleport between them. It's actually a little bit handy, especially, you know, when you don't have a save state at the end of your recording you can use. Since the game always starts you back at the entrance of Gruntilda's Lair. So there we go, and we got yet another cauldron. Not the most exciting area, but we don't want to jump down yet because on top of the hat here there is another Gruntilda. And remember that tunnel for later on that you might have saw. I feel like bagels for some reason now. Some, you know, everything bagels. Hopefully not including rats. And yeah, I accidentally hit it for the fourth time. Just kind of, I totally intend to show that the fourth time just repeats the first one. But yeah, now we're going to head down to Freezeezy Peak because we've been missing the final Jiggy from that world for a while. So we're going to head down back to Boggy. We're going to challenge him to a race again. Previously, when we would try to do it, we just couldn't keep up. He was just too fast. But now that we've learned the running shoes, as soon as we start the race, we have access to them. So it's the same as the sledding, just this time you're running with the Talon Trot and the sneakers. It's a little more challenging. I'm pretty sure if you follow the water, it's not going to be forgiving, and you're probably going to take a damage, and you're going to get knocked back. But yeah, take advantage of kind of jumping up the hills. That can help you with your speed. Take the sharpest corners. Always kind of be jumping if you're right behind him, so you don't get trapped behind him and he's blocking you from proceeding. And even if you get fall behind, don't give up. It's really easy to catch up. Well, I wouldn't say really easy, but it's highly possible. Especially during the last section, it's really easy to gain a lead. Now do the jumps. And I believe that's it. Yep, just like that. So after all that, he hasn't figured out we already got the presents. You know, here's the question. I wonder if, like, when we leave the world, time proceeds or stalls in it until somebody re-enters. Maybe it has its own measure of time when you're in that world. But yeah, if you go back to the igloo, it's actually kind of funny. Because now that Bogey's back, Boggles, he's complaining that the kids won't be quiet. Yeah, Boggy. So I just kind of find it funny. But yeah, the family's reunited for Christmas. How awesome. But yeah, now that we're done that, we actually have a pretty challenging section. Unlike the Boggy race. Using the shock pads, we can jump up the level's entrance. If, you know, I'm able to land on that. But yeah, right down to the left, first of all, there's a shock pad that'll bring us to a Mumbo token. And there's also a switch. So the switch activates a flying pad, but the thing is, you have a very limited amount of time, and for whatever reason I activated it, and then I was like, nope, I'm not gonna even bother trying. Not too sure why. Maybe I want to demonstrate, you know, the glass shattering sound that occurs when you fail to get the time. But yeah, it's pretty easy to mess up, and it's pretty easy also to get disoriented when you get the shoes and you land, and then you're like, where do I have to go again? It's easy to miss that tunnel. But yeah, you mess up like that, you're not even going to be close. You have to do it perfectly. So, just head back and give it another try. And yeah, Sure Slush is my favorite. Well, it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but we get pretty close. So once you're on there, you're gonna want to ignore if you've already got the which switch pressed, I believe, from Mad Monster Mansion. Ignore the Jiggy in the eye, because if you head back here, there is the Jiggy we got from this world. But here's the thing, there's another flying pad, so we don't have to redo the whole sequence of getting there. But it's not like it's gonna matter too much, because it's a little bit easy to accidentally touch the floor in this little cavern. Especially when you lose momentum being kind of trapped on the top. But yeah, I just did activate the flying pad again. And just use the beef bomb. It's easy to kind of miss that that's actually glass. I tried just flying into him like, oh, why isn't this working? Yeah, in Mad Monster Mansion's level entrance area, there is a Gruntilda. There was also a Mumbo token behind Mumbo in that special little hidden area you get to from the pumpkin. And we'll be also getting that. And of course, I'm just gonna, just like with the alligator crocodile segment, I just cut out getting that. Pretty sure I probably don't need to show it again. But yeah, again, that's why it's better to get things as you proceed in the game rather than waiting to the end. Because especially with, you know, the final boss waiting, this isn't the most fun thing to do. So yeah, pumpkin transformation, go behind Mumbo, there's a Mumbo token. It's actually pretty well hidden. But yeah, then you leave the Mad Monster Mansion section, because there's this little narrow passageway. You want to be really careful, of course. Hopefully not fall in the instant death lava. Because there's a Gruntilda, but there was also a little hole in the floor we can get through as the pumpkin. To find another Cheato page. Hooray! Yeah, I had a little difficulties getting through. But yeah, sheet number 2. There's only 3 Cheatos in the game. And each of the cheats have easy to remember names. I don't know if you go back, if Cheato will remind you what the cheat's name was. I'm not too sure. But yeah, red feathers this time. The last time was blue eggs, I believe. But it's funny how Gruntilda gets all salty because Cheato is giving us help. But Cheato's right, you know. Gruntilda loses the book of spells. You know, a bear and bird find it. You know, finders keepers, I guess. This one's pretty easy to get to. You have to have the level risen, of course. Now, you see that gate in the pipe? You can actually destroy it to get to a switch, which increases the water level. I believe we saw it earlier in the Click Clock Wood video, and I was like, wait, how do I get there again? And I actually tried to do jumps from that little passage on the left in the cutscene a few times, and it wouldn't work. And then I saw a pipe, and I was like, oh no. So yeah, just skipping ahead, we just swim to the Rusty Bucket Bay area, and there's a little area up here to get our final Cheato cheat. And this one's a nice one. And more salty Gruntilda. So it's gold feathers. Now all of these cheats actually double our count and replenish our supply for blue eggs, red feathers, and gold feathers. And then there's a cauldron as well over here. And then we also have to get that Mumbo token from the behind the whip crack that we've missed so many times, and I kept mentioning it as like it's there. We can get to it even if we rise the water level. And actually I didn't remember that the switch was timed for raising it even further, because it can be a little bit tricky. And I almost forgot there is a Mumbo token as well down here. I think it's like our third last one. Yeah. And then we're just gonna head down, you know, fill up our air first so we don't run out, which we cut out anyways, and then we're gonna head up. You can resurface for air. It looks like it's unsure if you can, but yeah. It's kind of cool how you can see a submerged Mad Monster Mansion puzzle. Yeah, there we finally have that Mumbo token. Just one left, guys. One left, and that's the last Mumbo token of the game. Yeah, it's crazy. So, heading back, we're going to head up to the Click Clock Wood area, and you might have been able to see that last Mumbo token. And that one's actually really easy to get to. And you know, now that we have a few gold feathers this time, and I don't really need them because I'm going to get them replenished, you know, do this section the fun way. But unfortunately, I wasted all my gold feathers, and we actually had to head back into Click Clock Wood, and then they respawned, so... And I had no gold feathers, so I took a bit of damage. Oh well. But yeah, jumping up, there's the one of the final north doors. And I guess that explains why that cutscene happens, because you can see there's a passage down there. Still, it's just kind of weird. And for whatever reason, I thought there was something down here, but it's just a switch that we did to activate the level. Well, I guess that is something, but it's down in. There's Gruntilda down there. And yeah, passages are difficult. And just going through here, jump up, Mumbo token's yours, the final one of the game. There we go. So yeah, you should end with 40 because I believe there's like... I can't even math. I don't feel like mathing right now. But yeah, walkthroughs on the internet says there's 40 left when you finish the game. And there we go, we activated the next cauldron, and we will go meet up with Gruntilda. I believe that's the final one, actually. Yeah, these guys, I believe, might be invincible. I don't know if the Wonder Wing kills them, actually. Flying radio-controlled bats, I love that one. So yeah, now I finished writing my whole list. Well, I was already done writing it, but... And we do have to take the bee transformation out, because up here, well, there's an extra life, but back with the trees, the last switch which we pressed opened the appearance, made the appearance of Jiggy. I don't even know what I'm saying. But yeah, now we'll head through the final north door. It's an exciting, guys. What could we possibly do? Just joking, we're warping ahead to Treasure Trove Cove in the Sand Castle to get wrecked by this snipper clipper. And we're going to enter the cheat codes. So speeding things up, first one is blue eggs. There's also other cheats that aren't listed from Cheato. We're not going to bother with those. I'm just doing these because you're kind of given them. And you do actually need to find Cheatos in order to be able to use those cheats. So you can't just, you know, start a new game and put in red feathers. No, you need to talk to Cheato first. But yeah, it can be a little difficult finding the letters, but I love how this one ends with all 3 letters you need to finish off all adjacent. And Cheato's nice enough to also replenish whatever thing you're getting doubled. The capacity doubled. But yeah, I think you should really have 100 red feathers to begin with as your limit, because it's so easy to run out of them. You know, hashtag ClickClockWoodWinter. And, you know, we're gonna collect now just because. But now we're actually going to where we were, and this will be the final area, and that's gonna be in the next part. So see you then.